Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to Sloka Day. Today's Sloka is Sloka number 64 of chapter 18. Sarva guhyatamam bhuyaha
Guhyatamam bhuyah
Shrinu me paramam vachaha
paramam vajah
Ishtosi me dhridamiti
tosi me dridhamide
Tato vakshyami te hitam.
vachyami te hidam.
Word for word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sarva guhyatamam,
Sarva guhyatamam,
the most confidential of all.
the most confidential of all.
Bhuyaha,
Bhuyah,
again.
again.
Shrinu,
Srinu,
just here.
just here.
Me,
Me,
from me.
me.
Paramam,
Paramam,
the supreme.
supreme.
Vachaha,
Vajaha,
instruction.
instruction.
Ishtaha asi,
Ishtaha asi,
you are dear.
you are dear.
Me,
Me,
to me.
to me.
Dridham,
Dridham,
very.
very.
Iti,
Iti,
thus.
thus.
Tataha,
Daha,
therefore.
therefore.
Vakshyami,
Vachyami,
I am speaking.
I am speaking.
Te,
For your
hitam,
hitam,
benefit.
benefit.
Translation. Because you are my very dear friend,
Because of you are my very dear friend,
I am speaking to you.
I am speaking to you.
My supreme instruction.
My supreme instruction.
The most confidential knowledge of all.
The most confidential knowledge of all.
Hear this from me.
Hear this from me.
For it is for your benefit.
For it is for your benefit. Hare Krishna.
So the next set of shlokas are very important for us. So 64, 65 and 66. So Krishna is saying, ultimately my instructions are really for your benefit. It is not for Krishna's benefit. But whatever you do to please Krishna, as per his instructions, ultimately will benefit you. The Lord has given Arjuna knowledge that is confidential. What is that knowledge? Knowledge of Brahman or the Atma. And still more confidential, which is knowledge of the super soul within everyone's heart. And now he is giving the most confidential part of knowledge. Just surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the end of the 9th chapter, he has said, Man manaha, just always think of me. The same instruction is repeated here to stress the essence of the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. This essence is not understood by a common man, but by one who is actually very dear to Krishna, a pure devotee of Krishna. This is the most important instruction in all Vedic literature. What Krishna is saying in this connection is the most essential part of knowledge, and it should be carried out not only by Arjuna, but by all living entities. Instruction has not yet come, it will come, but Prabhupada is talking about that instruction ahead of time. A teacher may know the deepest secret, but he does not necessarily reveal it to the student. Before sharing it, he considers many things, such as the preparedness of the student to receive it, comprehend it, benefit from it, etc. In the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was bewildered by the problems facing him and asked for guidance from Sri Krishna. The Lord enlightened him with great care and consideration, uplifting his understanding a little by little through the 18 chapters. Having seen Arjuna receive the message so well, Sri Krishna now feels confident that he will be able to grasp the final and most profound knowledge as well. Further, he says, Ishto sime dhridamiti, meaning, I am speaking this to you because you are my very dear friend. So I care for you deeply and sincerely desire your best interest. We were discussing this yesterday after class, how when someone loves you, They will guide you to the right path. Their instructions really will be for your benefit and for nothing else. Right? So that's what Krishna is about to do. Let us see Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's commentaries on this particular shloka. It's a very beautiful verse, and it indicates why this section is the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva guhyatamam bhuyaha. This is the most confidential knowledge. Previous verse was guhyatara. Now it is guhyatamam. It is most. Ishto sime dridamiti. Ishta means dear. You are very dear to me. You are strongly loved by me. Dhridam means determined. So Krishna is determined to love us. It's a fascinating combination of words. How do you determine to love someone? That means you don't see any of their faults. Tato vakshyami hite hitam. Therefore, hitam, for your benefit, I am speaking these things. This verse indicates what Krishna is speaking is a very intimate expression of his heart. Krishna is not like a paid teacher in schools who is detached and who just gives some instructions to the students. Krishna is very strongly attached to us. He is saying, Ishto sime dridamiti, I am determined to love him. Actually, we have directed our intelligence away from Krishna, and this way we are determined to forget him. That's the truth, huh? That's also strange. We are determined to forget someone because we are distracted by other things. But Krishna is determined to love us, and we are determined to forget him. By Krishna's mercy, we can turn towards him, we can learn to love him, and we can reciprocate with his determination to love us. Ishto sime dridamiti. I am determined to love you so, lifetime after lifetime. Krishna never leaves us to go away. And Krishna is showing his determination by tato vakshyami te hitam. For your benefit, I am speaking these words. Krishna has used the word bhuyaha again. Since earlier he has used the word guhyatamam firstly in 9.1. Idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyami anasuyave. That was in the 9th chapter. Guhyatamam, most confidential knowledge. The chapter title itself is most confidential knowledge. So in this chapter, most confidential knowledge is given, like in 9.22, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Then in 26, Patram Pushpam Bhalam Toyam. Then in 34, Manmana Mat Bhavamad Bhakto. So it is clearly Bhakti verses are there. So that is Guhyatamam. The Guhyatamam is that there is a relationship between the soul and the supersoul. Similarly, Krishna has used the same describer in 15.20. So even if Krishna has used this word earlier, he is using double glorifier here, meaning in this particular shloka. Guhyatamam and Paramam Vachaha. Paramam Vachaha are supreme words. First, most confidential knowledge, and then supreme words. So both are superlatives, which highlights how glorious are the knowledge that Krishna is giving. In 10.1 also, Krishna has used Paramam Vachaha. And we know the 10th chapter contains the Chatushloke from shlokas 8 to 12, which is clearly all about bhakti. So this is the verse where both the superlative words are used, Guhyatamam and Paramam Vachaha together. So there is glorification of knowledge and also expression about intimacy of the relationship. Ishto dhridam hitam. So you are very dear to me. I am speaking this for your benefit. So this verse is very important to understand what is going to come afterwards. And we'll conclude with this commentary, how Krishna is declaring his love for us in this particular shloka. Toward the Bhagavad Gita's conclusion, Krishna opens his heart in a stirring declaration of love. In 18.65 and 18.66 are often celebrated as moving outpourings of Krishna's heart. And they certainly are, which is the upcoming shlokas. Yet Krishna precedes them with a love-filled verse that contain 5 intensifiers, something not present in any other Gita verse. In 18.64 is like a statement by a speaker to prime the audience. I will now state the most important point of this talk. Let's consider this verse's 5 intensifiers. Sarvaguhyatamam, most confidential. By stating that what follows is rarely revealed, Krishna commands Arjuna's attention. So how do you get somebody's attention? By telling them, I'm going to tell you something very, very confidential. Immediately they will all perk up and be ready to hear you. So that's what Krishna is doing. I'm about to reveal to you that is something very, very confidential. And Krishna also says why he's about to do that. Because he loves you. Param vachaha, supreme words. Everything confidential may not always be important. By stating that what follows is also his supreme message, Krishna makes his subsequent words even more irresistibly intriguing. Ishto, dear. By stating that Arjuna is dear to him, Krishna underscores that he is speaking out of love, not out of any obligation. Yet there's a big difference between love and obligation. Sometimes we may perform our duties out of obligation and not out of love. But here Krishna is saying, I am speaking this truth out of love for you, not out of a sense of duty. Dhridam, determined. Krishna had earlier described that his devotees are determined to serve him. In the 14th shloka of the 9th chapter, Krishna uses the word Dhridavrataha. Here he declares that he already and always does for Arjuna what he expects from his devotees. Krishna is determined to love Arjuna, even if Arjuna somehow turns away from him. Te hitam, for your benefit. To appreciate this intensifier's significance, let's consider its context. The previous verse in 63 indicates that Krishna has concluded his message. Krishna told Arjuna, deliberate and do as you desire. So that should have been the end of the Bhagavad Gita, right? The teacher has given instructions and the student can hear it carefully, contemplate on it and make his decision, come to his conclusion and move on. But Krishna is so kind, he continues. Then why did Krishna continue after concluding? This phrase answers for Arjuna's benefit. When Krishna saw Arjuna struggling to discern the exact call for action, amid the Gita's multi-level message, Krishna decided to clarify by speaking further for Arjuna's benefit. So whatever helps Arjuna come to the right decision, because the whole Bhagavad Gita begins with Arjuna's confusion. So a teacher is going to go above and beyond the call of duty to clarify without any iota of doubt what the student needs to clearly understand to arrive at the right decision. So Krishna decided to clarify by speaking further for Arjuna's benefit. And what followed is indeed an unambiguous expression of Krishna's love-surcharged direction and invitation. By using 5 intensifiers in the verse, which is that sarvaguhyatamam, paramvachaha, ishto, dridham, and tehitam. So by using the 5 intensifiers in the verse preceding the Gita's 2 concluding verses, Krishna reveals how love fills his heart and how the subsequent verses are outpourings of that love. So Krishna has first established that he loves Arjuna as his dear friend in the shloka. And because he loves him so dearly, he reveals to him the most confidential knowledge in the next 2 shlokas, which should certainly help Arjuna arrive at the right conclusion as to what he should do. Yeah. So Krishna loves us. That's the essence of this particular shloka. It is not that Krishna just loves Arjuna. Whatever Krishna is speaking here is for our benefit. It is for our benefit. So if it is for our benefit, then we will use our influence to benefit somebody else. So it's a very beautiful shloka and beautiful commentary by His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So Krishna is saying, what I'm about to speak to you is very, very confidential. So once again, Krishna calls for Arjuna's attention to hear him, because whatever he's about to say is for the benefit of Arjuna.
If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the bell notification. If you'd like to join our classes every day, please check the details in the description section of this video. We look forward to serving you.